What's up, man? How are you?
What's going on, John? It's been a while.
It has been a while, man. 2020 has closed, and we've got a new and exciting season to look forward to, man. How have you been? How's your New Year's and Christmas and all that, man?
Oh, I think it's been pretty good, as good could be. Had a great Christmas holiday with the family. So now it's January. It's time to get back to the grind and get things going for 2021 and get things kicked off. So we got a lot to talk about.
We do. We've got quite a bit to go off of. Quite a new stuff, old stuff, all in between. It's going to be a great year, I think, and you're already at it. You're already busting them out, giving us some options, and appreciate that already, man.
Yep, there should be just about something for everybody this year. So
Well, cool, guys. If this is your maybe it's your first podcast with us, or you're new to MoYak, Joshua Booth here. He's the man. He kind of runs it. You do it, run everything. It's not a kind of. He runs everything, organizes everything, and he just does an amazing job. Once we think we know what's going on and have a plan for next year, he brings on something else, and you'll find that out pretty quick once we talk about all the options we have for next year. And my name's Jonathan, and I'm part of the members, and man, this club has been so much fun. Last year was my second year. I struggled, but I had a blast. Every event, everywhere we went, it was always a good time. So, if you're new to MoYak, thanks for joining us, man. Can't wait to see you guys and meet you at an event, and hopefully we get to shake hands this year instead of like
right,
last year.
no kidding.
But yeah, man. So, well, let's get right into it, man. I mean, where do you want to start? I guess let's just start with the trail series. Let's talk about that. Every year we have a trail series. We've got what, 7 events this year?
Yep, 7 events, and you'll have your best 5 scores count. So you can miss a couple if you need to, or if you have a bad day, that's okay. So it's only going to be your best 5 that'll count at the end of the season for Angler of the Year. So yep.
Yeah, Angler of the Year it's always been a battle in this group. What remember what was it? B.A.S.S and Dorman. Those two guys were literally tied up, and it came down to inches for them.
Yeah, we had to go with the first ever tiebreaker of total inches, and Lance had him beat. And that's pretty impressive for Dorman too. If this is your first season kayak fishing or tournament fishing, Dorman is a 2-time Angler of the Year. He tied for Angler of the Year last year, and he doesn't even have a fish finder on his kayak. No motor. He's a sit-in paddle guy. Basics. And he
Yeah,
catches fish. So
super
don't be
basic.
intimidated. I mean, I know some of these guys are getting these new spot lock trolling motors and stuff, but you don't need it. You don't need it to catch fish.
No, he's definitely the advocate for them. Him and Jim Harding, both of those guys. I think they ended up winning the team trail last year.
Yeah, they
And
did. They did, didn't they?
Jim's, and I'm pretty sure he was in a sit-in, paddle kayak. Nothing crazy. Had a little crate on the back of it, hold some poles, and man, those guys crushed it. So you guys that
Yep.
are new, that are just getting into it, if you got, most guys start out with an ascend or something like that. Don't feel intimidated. It'll be a great time, I promise.
That's one of the fun things about the sport is anybody can do it. You just need something that floats and a life jacket and a fishing pole. And then after that, you just start upgrading. We all go through the upgrades. So you got to start somewhere, but yeah, you'll get upgrades will come.
I'm sure everybody's sitting in their house, sitting trying to stay warm and thinking about what they're working on for their kayak next. And some of the guys may be in the shop right now, putting on a trolling motor or a new fish finder or whatever it is. But yeah, don't whatever you can do, whatever you can afford, roll with it. It'll be a great time.
Absolutely.
Well, we got the trail series. We got what, 6 events on the lake and then one river event. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll have one river event that'll be out in the eastern region. We're going to do that new river regional series this year. So out east, it'll be east of Highway 63, I think. So that's out there in God's country. It's amazing land out there. Mark Twain National Forest, National River Scenic Riverways. So it's going to be a fun trip just to go out there and fish for that one too.
We along with the trail series, we run a team series, and basically that consists of you and a buddy. You guys sign up together. Dorman Huey and Jim Harding, they won it last year, and I'm sure they're going to be out to defend their title. But what
The
does that
belts,
consist of? Yeah, the belts. It was
the
funny seeing that.
championship belts.
It was cool seeing those guys raise them belts all up and all proud of them.
Yeah, and I thought about it, and I'm going to go ahead and get some more for this year too. Everybody seemed to really like those. So the Team Trail Anglers of the Year, they're going to get another set of belts.
And does that consist of 5 events too for their best scores?
Yes, it's going to be almost like the trail. It'll be at that same time as the trail, so you can fish both at the same time, or you can just do one or the other. If you just want to fish with your buddy and do the team thing, that's fine. So it'll be your best 5 of 7. But like I said, if you want to do both, you can do both. A lot of guys want to do all of them at once, so that's fine too. But I mean, if it's too much, that's cool too. Don't feel like you have to be in the online event, the team event, the river event, the trailer. You don't have to do them all. You can just pick whatever one you want. That's what it's there for.
Now, I saw a poll on the Facebook, you guys talking about possibly making it where you get one alternate per team. How's that looking? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, when you're coming up with new stuff, it's kind of you got to have a little wiggle room to adjust and adapt as we learn about different things. And last year was kind of a learning thing, and one of the issues was, what if my partner can't make every tournament, and then I don't have a partner, and then and so that's what we're trying to figure out how to fix. And it looks like I think the alternate is a good solution. Um, for the trail series, we'll go ahead and the teams will be set for the season. But you'll have a person that can come in and sub for you if need be. I think that's the way we're going to go with it. So we should have that locked down within the next week or so. But I mean, it seems like that's just the simplest way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. It gives guys those options that, hey, if my buddy can make it but I can't, then they're not totally screwed for their team at that point. So
Right.
that's awesome. Well, if the team and the trail is not enough for you, my personal favorite are the online. We do month to month, first to the end of the month. We run a tournament, and you get to fish your local waters. And Jared Fosno, Angler of the Year last year for the online AOY, absolutely crushed them. Had a great year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of those guys that he didn't come to a lot of the MoYak events, but he fished every single one of the onlines. And if maybe you're worried about competing or coming to a lake that you've never been to, the onlines is where it's at.
Yeah, the onlines are a great way to learn and experience. Excuse me, about how Tourney X works, how Tourney X uses. You can use Tourney X. It's also something you can do. I mean, a lot of guys work, full-time jobs, and so whenever you got a day off, it may be on a Tuesday, or something. So this allows people to fish on their own schedule. So you can go out and fish at midnight. You can fish at noon. You can fish on Tuesday, Friday, whenever you want. Whenever you want. You got all month to go out and catch just 5 fish. So it's a low stress, easy. You can fish in your favorite spots as long as they're public access, and it's really kind of a beginning step that anglers usually start at, and then once they get their feet wet, then they move on to the live events.
Yeah, and the great thing about this is there's tons of Missouri waters that are public, that are small lakes, that are rivers, that are highland reservoirs. We've got everything. So if you've got if you're up north and you've got a small body of water that you enjoy fishing, fish it, and do those onlines. We're not limited, to the live events, and that's what's great about them. It's definitely a way to start out, and KBF, they even run an online for Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that's something you really enjoy, you can step up to that KBF level and do those as well.
Yep, and now those are also national championship qualifiers, the KBF onlines too. But yeah, we're lucky here in Missouri that we have an incredible Department of Conservation. The MDC has got so many, lakes that they take care of out there, small lakes, and some of them got some nice bass. And part of the fun of these onlines is getting out there and hunting and try and find some of these small MDC lakes.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a good time. Well, if that's not enough for you guys, we've got the River Series coming on this year. Josh, you seem like you're really excited about this.
I am, because this is where most of our roots come from, is river fishing, whether it be out of a kayak or canoe or wading or floating, whatever. I mean, a lot of us have that here in the Ozarks, that foundation of being on the creeks, and so this gets everybody back to where we belong, on the rivers. And there was a huge demand. A lot of people were asking for it because a lot of people don't really want to be on a lake or a big body of water in a kayak, but they love being on a river in a kayak. So therefore, this is for them. And I may get out and fish a couple of these too, since they're going to be on an online format, which is going to allow the anglers to pretty much have a whole day of fishing on that river. So, for example, the tournament will begin at 6 a.m. and run till 6 p.m. So you have 12 hours to float and catch 5 fish. You don't have to float the whole 12 hours. You can just do a 4-hour float if you want, but you can fit it in that window anytime you want. So that leaves that open for, that gives you options to pick your public creek, float the stretch you want to float, have plenty of time to do it, and then get back home. The photo submission deadline is not till 8 p.m. So you practically got all day to fish, get your photos taken, and then get back home, get some signal, and get them uploaded. So that should be really easy to do. It shouldn't be a problem for people, and I think everyone's going to like the simplicity of it.
Yeah, man, it's exciting to hear about. There's quite a few guys that fish the rivers quite a bit, so it'll be fun to see those guys duke it out on the rivers.
Yeah, and this regional format, the reasoning behind that is we can't I wish we could all be on the same creek, but it's really not feasible for us to all launch at one ramp, float the same stretch of creek, and have a tournament on. You can't have 20, 30 guys on the same stretch of creek. I mean, that's just too crowded. The fish, well, we all know as creek fishermen, you want virgin water. You don't want anybody fishing in front of you, let alone 10 people fishing in front of you. So this allows people to pick a creek in a region. We're not all going to be on the same river, but we're going to be in the same area, so the fishing should be somewhat similar. So that's the reasoning behind this new regional format of the east, west, and central regions.
Yeah, it'd definitely be cool to see those guys that are in those regions, see battle them out in other people's regions and see how they do. It'd be cool. So if this is your first time again, this is what we're kind of talking about and getting those new people in here and getting them involved. Our live events, we go to, let's say, Lake the Ozarks. We fish all day. We come back and we get up together. We meet all together, and that's really the highlight of the club. I mean, getting back. We do raffles, we do food, we do drinks, we do an award ceremony. So let's get into that and talk about that. So typically when you come back, Josh has this big old white ice chest full of water, and how we can get rehydrated. He's
Yep.
usually got some sort of food, whether it's cold cuts or some barbecue or whatever, ready for us. And then we just hang out. I mean, and that's my favorite time, really.
Yeah, it's a great time to unwind, share stories, and just hang out with friends. I mean, we're all kindred spirits, and so getting together like that, it builds friendships real easy. It's not hard when we're all around like-minded people, and we all love nature. We love the outdoors. We love fishing. We love competing. So yeah, I mean, the award ceremony, we do give some. We'll let you have some food. We'll give away some prizes. And do the award ceremony and try to get you out of there as quick as possible, because you've also just spent all day on the water and you're wore out. So you don't want to be sitting there forever. So we try to make it as quick and try to average it about 45 minutes for the award ceremony.
Yeah, so our sponsors, we've got some great ones: Yak Attack, Solar Bat, Everhards. We've got so many, and those guys give so much stuff to us every year to give away at our raffles. And so, if you don't walk away with something from a tournament, just come to the next one. It'll probably happen.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you just catch one fish or if you catch 100 inches. You got a good shot at taking something home.
Yeah, it definitely makes a skunk on the water a little more bearable. Last year, we gave away some sweet, sweet trophies. They were wood plaques, and they had that lake etched into them. And gosh, dude, those things are awesome. What do you got planned out for this year as far as awards?
Well, we're going to do the same as far as trophies go. Each event will be first, second, and third place. Will get a trophy or plaque. Still working on those. Haven't finalized exactly what I'm going to get. Yeah, I'm getting close. I've got a few options out there. It's hard to beat what we had last year. I mean, I try to come up with something better every year, or at least something different, so that we're always not getting the exact same thing. Boy, but with Troy's help, those trophies last year were amazing. So I'm afraid there's going to be a letdown this year, but I'm going to do my best to make sure everybody gets a cool trophy.
Yeah, man, those things are definitely sweet, and the guys that walked away with those, they got them and they looked and they're like, dang, these things are awesome. And yeah,
Hmm.
they were definitely some good trophies. So what? Raffles, food, drinks, trophies, camaraderie. It's just all around a great time. You play your cards right, you come to the right tournament, you might even walk away with a kayak.
Yeah, we could be doing a little bit more of that in the future, thanks to Everhart's Outdoors and Feel Free Kayaks. We got a couple different pans in the oven, so stay tuned for that.
That's cool. That's exciting. Everhart's knocked it out of the park last year, helping us, and I have no doubt on them this year coming through for some more.
Yep, absolutely. They've been a great sponsor. I was actually just up there today. Spent most of the afternoon in the store up there. I love it.
Well, if MoYak and all these series aren't enough for you, let's talk about Bass Nation. Missouri, we've got our own club here. It's kind of the same thing. You sign up for a membership, you fish a tournament, and you have an opportunity to qualify for the Classic. What's that looking like for us this year?
Yep, we're going to do pretty much a repeat of what we did last year. So, Bass Nation, Missouri Bass Nation is an opportunity for anglers in Missouri to qualify for the Bassmaster Classic. Okay. Yes, the Bassmaster Classic, the kayak championship. And you only have to fish in one tournament to do it. So it's a membership only tournament. Bass Nation has a $60 membership that buys your way into the tournament. And then the top 5 anglers in that tournament, they earn a spot in the classic with almost all expenses paid. So, I mean, your lodging, your entry fee, uh, it's a pretty cool deal right there. And it's just a buy your way in kind of thing. There's no qualifiers. It's just a one tournament, a one champ, it's a 2 day championship tournament. And then top 5 advance.
Where are we fishing at this year, Josh?
This year it's going to be on Truman Lake. We were on Table Rock last year. The Bass Nation Championship is going to be on a 3 lake rotation. That's how the Missouri Bass Nation boat guys do it. So we've adopted that same philosophy. So this year we'll be on Truman, and next year we'll be on Lake of the Ozarks.
It's just amazing that we've got three lakes like that that are just amazing. We're blessed to be here
Mm-hmm.
in Missouri and excited about the Bass Nation this year and I mean it was cool last year. A lot of you guys went to the Bass events. You guys already qualified. We had a couple roll downs last year, and that was cool to see those guys. Think they not make it and get in there, and that was fun to watch. And
Yeah, we've
um,
got 9 anglers total from Missouri here that are qualified for the Classic that are going there this year on down in Texas.
9 studs, man. That's what we got. Is 9 studs that are gonna go up there
Mhm.
and whack them. So it'll be fun
Hopefully.
to watch that. Yeah, definitely. Well, and here we go again. If that wasn't enough for you, we've got the All American Classic and the All American Trail. Um, if you got to go to the All American last year, that was cool. That was probably the biggest tournament I've been to personally, and I mean it was a great time. Let's get into that and talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, the All American Kayak Classic, we're going to expand on where we started from last year. We're going to move it to a 2 day event, and we're going to have even more prizes to give away, even more raffles. Even it's going to take it up another level. So the way it was this year was incredible. It turned out great, but with the help of the city of Clinton, KDKD Radio, Everhart's Outdoors, they're going to take it to the next level for 2021. So you're going to want to be at this tournament next year or this year for sure.
It was the story that I really liked was, and I don't remember his name. He was just out of the money, but he ended up winning that kayak at the end of it.
Hmm.
Fully loaded new canoe. You guys were telling me that he was like about to pass out.
Yeah, and
He
how
was.
about that kid Logan? He's like 12 years old
Oh
and
yeah, that was sweet too.
whooped everybody. He was like
He
in
did.
14th place or something. He almost, man, that was incredible. Watch out for that kid next year.
Yeah, definitely some stuff to look forward. So you guys have taken this and made this into a trail as well, and I think there was. I think I was looking at it earlier this week. There's like 8 different locations on the trail. Is that right?
9. There's 9 now.
9.
Yeah, we added it up. Mainly, this is the area of the Midwest where the that was represented at the All American Kayak Classic, and it also is an area that we feel like kind of was voided out from some of the other trail series. We've got so much great water here. but they're really, some of the other series didn't have enough room to fit them into their schedule. So I mean, it just seemed logical that a Midwest regional trail series would work and would be wanted, and I think it has. It had pretty good turnout so far. We're up to almost 100 members signed up so far, and the all new. We're doing 9 trails, so the format is going to be a little different. You're only going to need 3, so the best 3 of 9, and we've got these trails spread out to where hopefully you can hit 3 of those tournaments without having to drive too far, no matter where you live, whether you live in Nebraska, whether you live in Wisconsin, whether you live in Hot Springs, Arkansas, Missouri, wherever. You got 3 tournaments that are within that 3 or 4 hour drive. That's not too far. So hopefully everybody can hit those 3.
Yeah, I think I was looking at it this week. There was, as far as us in MoYak, there was Truman and Lake of the Ozarks. Those are 2 of the easiest ones to get to. Hot Springs is really not that far from here,
No.
and then I think there was a Kansas one as well. That's not far either.
Yeah, the Lake Wilson, Kansas, that's pretty far up north. But Lake Tenkiller in Oklahoma, an incredible smallmouth lake.
That's what
That's
it
right
was.
there
Yeah.
too. And also on Lake Washita. If you haven't been to Lake Washita, that is a vacation destination. It is the scenery around there, the eruption and the old volcanic history and those mountains, and you can walk around and find crystal. You might even find a diamond if you get lucky. The place is amazing. So, love Washita. It's fun to go to. It's a great place to fish. Also, Tenkiller. So yeah, we've actually got 4 in our area, so you can even cull one if you wanted to, and that's why we added the 9, because we actually tried to make it to where guys could hit 4 without going too far. Definitely 3, but maybe a 4th. So we tried. That's how it turned out.
I mean, it's definitely spread out and definitely places people can get to. So I mean, there's definitely. So how does that work as far as the trail? Is there a membership to get in there as well in order to fish that?
Yeah, you don't have to be a member to fish it, but if you are a member, then that entails you to be able to qualify for the All American Kayak Classic. The top 10 in Angler of the Year points will get a qualification spot for the All American, just like a club would hand out their top 10 spots. Also, the Angler of the Year is going to get a check. We're going to hold out 5% of every tournament entry fee, and that's going to go into a check. And man, that could end up being around $3,000. It'll go to the Angler of the Year.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome to see someone go to 8, 9 events and do really well.
Yeah, so basically the kind of the concept behind the check for the Angler of the Year is, we want the champion of the All-American Kayak Series to be able to go fish the All-American Kayak Classic. So that way he'll be able to definitely have the funds to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Talking about membership, how did we do in art? Have we hit our 100 mark already?
Yeah, MoYak hit 100 paid members in less than 48 hours of opening registration.
Holy smokes, man! 48 hours, and I already got 100 members.
Yep, I've got a list. I haven't counted recently, but it's still climbing.
Well, cool. That's exciting. Talking about membership and MoYak, let's see if we can get Troy on here. Talk about the website. I know he's worked really hard on that, and there's kind of all kinds of stuff going on there. And let's what else you got lined up?
Let's talk to Troy. Let's bring on the webmaster himself.
All right, well, let's get him on here. So, what'd you do to the website now? Did you make it 100 times better than it already was?
Oh, the MoYak website. Are we talking? Is that what we're talking about today?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Are we live right now eating pizza?
I can edit this shit out.
Okay.
The beauty of being pre-recorded.
Hey, Troy, seriously though, can I do this on Discord pretty easily?
A live recording of your screen, you can. I don't know about doing a video call. We can all be in there together, and somebody can. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably a way, but I don't know of a way to do that. You're going to have to post whatever you record up to YouTube so that the general public can see it, because we're only going to have a fraction of our user base on Discord, because pick your reason. It's too hard.
It's
I don't
something
like
new.
apps.
That's something we need to talk about tonight too. Is kind of explain it a little bit.
Yeah.
But we could easily go live on Discord, correct?
There's a video chat room, and there's no staged going live. It's just, hey, Jonathan's in the chat room. Let's go join him. Discord is made for gamers, basically,
To
and
game
they
together.
have apps where they can share their TV screen or whatever gaming screen, and then they can narrate over it, or they all have their headphones on with the microphone, and they're all in there watching and talking and whatever. So it's got some limitations. It's not going to be Facebook Live. I doubt you can record your screen, but the price is right, and the technology is pretty sweet, and we don't have to update it or do anything. They take care of all of it. So,
Well, I'll get on there and play and see if we can at least, even if we can go live on there for some guys. I'm sure some guys would enjoy that.
yeah, I think the best course of action would be to have a session. You two get together on the video chat room, and maybe beforehand see if there's a way for you to record a video chat session in Discord. If not, we'll have to go on Facebook and say, "Hey, we're doing a Discord uh, user group." If you know, so we'll get into the habit of either using that or using what we've always used. It doesn't matter to me. You guys are doing the heavy lifting, because you are doing the video production and you're publishing to YouTube. So whatever's easiest for you is fine.
Well, I mean, we can, if I'm able to share a screen on Discord, I could easily share my Skype screen, and guys can come in and watch as we're doing it. Or
Yeah.
if we have like a special guest, just bring them on when we're doing that, and then Josh can we're still recording through Skype,
Yeah.
so
If
he
you're
can
on
go back through and edit it and publish it to YouTube.
if you're on Discord, do it right now. I mean, it's not hurting anything. If you can jump on Discord right now and try to record your screen,
I'm already on here, man.
make it happen.
All right, we'll do that next time before we blow everything up. Well, Josh, we got Mr. Troy Inky, our webmaster, on here to talk about our website and everything that's going on. Troy, you have absolutely killed it on there, man. It's really cool to see what you have done on there.
Well, I'm excited for 2021. Looking forward to making that a bigger resource for everyone. This year, in the off season between November and December, Josh and I and the other officers made the decision to give our users another avenue, other than the normal social media channels, to give our users, our user base, another way to communicate, and that way is Discord. So now, if you go out to MoYakFishingSeries.com, there's a panel, and you can see who's online right now. You can completely avoid Facebook and see who is in the chat room. We have not only a text chat, but we also have a video chat room, and we're hopeful that we can do meetings like this, record them, and then upload those to YouTube, and then completely bypass other social media channels, so it helps everyone. So
yeah, man, I know. Yeah, definitely this week, scrolling through social media, it's like, oh my gosh, this is enough.
It's getting bad.
You've got your opinion, and that's great, but I don't want to hear about it, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here on here anymore. And so it's really cool that we've got multiple ways for you guys to get on, and most of that stuff is on our website. So even if you don't have Facebook and can't find links to our stuff, just go to our website.
Yep. The great thing about the United States, there's free speech for the most part, and I can walk away from that free speech if I want to.
Free earplugs too.
There's always
That's right.
Another channel on the internet. So let's find what works for the club the best, and let's go with it. But for right now, I love Discord. I believe it's ad free. It's solely focused on club noise, so we can get out there and do all of our crazy flag waving that we want to in our club chat room. And so the downside of it is we don't have all the eyeballs of all the other people that might want to join us in that chorus. So we're still going to have to use Facebook at some level and other social media as it comes to the forefront. So because we're all about growing the club and we're all about making Missouri and the Ozarks come through for all of our viewers and all of our club members. So
Yeah, and I haven't been on Discord much, but the first day we got it, I got on there and I was like, wow, this is sweet. I mean, it's literally, a handful of groups, and I've got it pulled up right now. There's a handful of spots where you can pick and look what you want to see. If you want to look at announcements, if you're just interested in the River Series, if you just want to look at maybe someone's got something for sale, there's just spots on there where you can just look and you don't have to scroll through Facebook or 50 different posts to get to see what you want from MoYak. And,
Right.
I mean, for you to come up with that and get us involved with that's awesome. Thank you, Troy.
yeah, sure, no problem at all. And there may be a better solution out there, and I'm all ears. So anybody that knows of a potential better free thing that works on all devices and has a mobile solution as well as a laptop or PC solution, let me know, and I'll talk to the guys and we'll try to integrate it. But for right now, Discord is what we're going to go with for 2021 for the majority of our communication if we can. And I'm hopeful that some of the younger guys can teach us older guys how to use it. It's not
Right.
it's not made for the kayak fishing community. It's made for gamers and guys that that do online gaming and want to talk to their clans or whatever it is and game together from their own homes. So, but what would be really cool is if you're on a body of water that's got good Wi-Fi, you jump into that video chat room and you've got you're live streaming to the club, and we're all watching you as we're trying to do our work during the day. That would be super cool. So I'm
Yeah.
hopeful that can happen, and it would be like a Facebook Live, only Discord Live, just for our club. So that would be awesome.
Well, man, I appreciate you going through that and setting that up, and let's take a minute and just talk about what we've had as far as the website. You've done a great job about that of updating stuff, getting stuff on there. You've worked really hard to make it where each person can go on there and customize their profile. Just kind of run us through what all is available for our guys.
Sure. If any of our members want to have the ability to manipulate their profile, they just have to reach out to me. I'll send them a username and a password. They can get in there and they can add their pictures, their sponsors, a little bio about themselves, maybe a link to their Tourney X profile. It's very easy. If you can operate the majority of social media, you can handle it. It's a WordPress site and it's very easy to edit. I will say that what our goal is after every tournament, after the whatever the reporting period is, where people have the ability to go and what's that called, where you can say I don't agree with
the dispute period, the 24-hour dispute window.
Our goal is after the dispute period is to have the results of every tournament up within 24 hours. And I know Josh makes great strides to get everybody paid within that window also.
Yep.
So
everybody, that's exactly right. After 24 hours, we got it locked and done and moving on.
Right. And the great thing about the site is that it's for the tournaments that require it. It tracks our AOI points for us. I know there's a discussion right now about bonus points and that sort of thing. We had the interesting scenario last year where we ended one of our series in a tie. We're looking at different ways to handle the math so that doesn't happen again. It caused a little bit of drama and it made everybody very interested in that last tournament. So that was a good thing. But we're striving for no ties in 2021. And other than that, it's business as usual. Everybody get out there and fish and be safe and take lots of pictures. And eventually we'll have a big video repository that we can group by year. And that's one of the goals for this year is to have more of our pictures up there that rather than on Facebook, because it's really hard to scroll through the years and the months ago to look at our little scrapbooks that we have. So that's another goal of mine is to have a better image database by year.
Yeah, it'll be cool to go back over and look at stats from the previous years too, like what we started doing, looking for over the numbers from last year compared to the year before.
Yep, we're keeping all of our stats by year and by tournament as so we have two different styles of tournaments from a stats perspective. In one, we track the AOI capability, and that might also be your team AOI, your river team AOI, the individual live event AOI. All of that is stratified. It's all kept separate, and it's all categorized by year or by season in the terminology of the software we use. So eventually we'll have that so that you can browse the stats on your individual pages. I believe it keeps your stats year to year. This will be our second year, I believe, using this feature. So, or maybe our third year. I'm not sure. I think it's our second. I'm not sure. I went back and fixed the prior year. But you should be able to see your complete history going back, just like the old FLW site used to do for all their anglers. So that's the direction that we're headed. If
Very
anybody
cool.
has any suggestions, or want to see more or less or whatever, just let me know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so what I just decided to do is jump on here real quick and just pull. But yeah, it tracks that person's individual AOI from, of course, last year. And depending on if they fished the year before, it's got some information on there.
Okay.
But just the ability for that angler to go through and, one, tell about himself, put some sponsors up if he has one. I mean, that's huge for a guy. That's even if it's just for, hey, my family lives across the country. You can check out my stuff and look how I'm doing and
Right.
cheer me on. That's definitely that's awesome, man.
Right. So we're looking. I appreciate Tourney X, but we're trying to make a system on the MoYak side so that our anglers have, their stats from our local trail, and that's something you can't hardly even find on the bass boat side of things. So it's a great feature, and it's all part of your membership. So.
Yeah, buddy.
Troy, thank you so much for that, and thank you for setting up all this and being the whiz about it. And how much are you looking forward to 2021, man?
You should see my schedule. I was telling somebody, I think I was telling Josh and the guys that starting in March, I have a tournament every weekend. 8 out of 10 weeks, I've got a tournament. And then it's just, every other weekend after that. So
it's going to be a wild year. There's a lot of tournaments this year. I mean,
yeah.
A lot of tournaments, a lot of options.
Yeah, I'll be traveling. I hope to not do any of those 10-hour drives, except for maybe up to La Crosse.
Yeah, we got to go back up there, though.
Yeah, I love that we've got the MoYak River Series now. I'd like to get back on the river more because that's where my roots are. But I always enjoy those lakes. Lake tournaments are great. We're blessed with a lot of great water here in Missouri, and I can't wait for March. The first March online. I'm hoping that we can break 100 guys for the March online. But we're already at 100 members. Shout out to everybody in MoYak. That's amazing. Are we over 100?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So there's no reason we can't have 100 members. You don't have to be a member, right, to fish those river series or the onlines. Do you have to be a member?
Onlines are open to anybody.
Awesome.
Anybody can fish an online tournament. And I was telling Jonathan earlier on our membership drive, we had 100 members in less than 48 hours.
Wow, it's amazing. It's got to be the food. It's got to be the food.
Got to be.
So, Troy, you've been with MoYak quite a long time. How does that make you feel, knowing that you guys have come this far?
Well, I've only been with the club for about 3 years, and I know it's it started 5 years ago, 2015.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when I started, there was if you had 30 guys at a tournament, it seemed like that was a pretty big deal, 30 to 40, and usually we'd only have one or two that eclipsed the 50 mark. But it's amazing, the growth. The sport's going crazy. When you look out at the landscape of the bass boat world, $80,000 for a fully rigged tournament boat, or not even fully rigged, just a tournament boat that with the motor.
Yeah.
Guys, they just want something they can get out on the water and compete with. I mean, we have the best of both worlds. We've got an affordable craft, and we've got something that's portable, and you can get out on the water and you can get your whole family involved if you want to. It's great. I love the sport. It's a new passion for me. My old passion used to be barbecue, and this hands down is. I've always had that love for fishing, and if I can do a little gambling while I'm fishing, that's even better. So.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Troy, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here and kind of go over some of that stuff. I know some of the guys are a little nervous about the Discord or hadn't heard about it yet, but it's really not that complicated. To me, it seemed a lot like just being on Messenger or a group chat. You know,
Yep.
it's not much different. So
Nope.
definitely want you guys to check out Discord. So, man, appreciate everything you do always.
No problem. You guys have a great night. Good talking to you.
Thanks,
Yep,
Troy.
you too, man.
Yep.
See you soon.
Troy, that dude, he works hard on that website, doesn't he?
Yeah, we're really blessed to have him, man. I mean, that's a big part of what MoYak is the way we've been able to stay organized thanks to him. So big shout out to Mr. Inky. He's a big part of MoYak.
Guys, so, like we've talked about, there's multiple ways to get to fish. Whatever suits you. Don't be afraid. Get in there, jump in there, whatever you can do. Have some fun. Hit us up, though. I know Josh has always been available to me when I first started. If you need anything from me, let me know. Troy, he's always helpful. Whatever you guys need, post it on the Facebook. Get on Discord. Whatever you guys need. We're all here to get along and have a good time. It's what we're about. We're not here to. We're all about the new guys. Enjoy having them come on, and 2021 should be great as usual.
Yep. I want to welcome everyone to the 2021 season, all the new anglers that are going to be competing with us this year. We're just getting things cranked up and going. It's going to be a fun ride. So welcome aboard, and I'll see you guys real soon in March.
High expectations for 2021, especially after 2020. So I think no matter what happens, it's going to be a good time. Let us know what you guys want to hear on here, what you guys want to see. I know we talked about that, but we hardly ever hear people on Facebook. Maybe we we'll put like a group on there on that Discord and see, hey, what do you want to hear on the podcast? Who do you want to hear from?
Yeah, I think we're going to play around with doing a little bit more live too. That way we can get some interaction with the anglers. They're able to ask questions and be part of the show too. So looking at going that route as well.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it on Discord. That's always one option, and maybe going live on Facebook and see, how we can work that through and keep it more of a conversation rather than a production. It's just fun getting together and talking to the guys.
That's what it's all about.
Well, Josh, I will talk to you here in about a week or so, and thanks for, again, man, all you do. Really appreciate it, and guys, look forward to seeing you guys at our first events. Online, in person, on the river. It's going to be a good time. Josh, what else you got for us, man?
Man, that's it. If anybody has any questions about how this works or is wanting to get involved, just shoot me a message on Facebook anytime. Or you send me an email at moyakfishingseries@gmail.com if you want to just email me. Always willing to answer any questions and glad to help. So I'm ready to get going. You ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready, man. It's right around the corner. It'll be here before we know.
Let's do it. Let's go.